I'm Dr. Carrie Horn, and you are listening to an excerpt from my book, A Soul Aligned: How God Heals His Creations. In this exercise, you're going to need a journal and a pen because we are going to do an exercise to teach you about how children submit and obey. Children submit and obey. Children intuitively submit to and obey authority because we are created to submit to and obey God. We are commanded to submit to and obey our parents and authorities. Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. Colossians 3:20. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Ephesians 6:1. Submit yourselves for the Lord's sake to every human authority, whether to the emperor as the supreme authority or to governors who are sent by him to punish those who do wrong and to commend those who do right. For it is God's will that by doing good you should silence the ignorant talk of foolish people. Live as free people, but do not use your freedom as a cover-up for evil. Live as God's slaves. Show proper respect to everyone. Love the family of believers. Fear God. Honor the emperor. 1 Peter 2:13 through 17. We are instructed to obey and submit to our parents and authorities and to praise one another for good. But the submission, obedience, and praise we offer to God is different. God is our highest authority and our only God. Thus, we can bring ourselves to God as a child. When we bring ourselves to God as a child, we pour out all that we are to Him and for Him as an offering. And we trust that He knows better than we do. We love and obey His laws and statutes above all instruction. We have reverence for His name and sovereignty, and we hold no one else above Him. If someone asks us to do something that conflicts with His word and laws, we choose Him. We only worship God, and we do not glorify anyone but Him. Though we submit to authorities, as long as what they ask us to do does not conflict with God's word and will, we do not glorify or idolize them. This includes spiritual or religious leaders as well as our parents. A true servant and worship of the Lord will actually correct those who attempt to glorify and idolize them, just as Paul did in Lystra and Derbe when the people began to offer sacrifices to him and Barnabas. Acts 14:14. Grab your journal and a pen. Answer the following questions from your inner child. In a spiritually healthy home, children's obedience and submission to their parents are cherished and not exploited for the parents' glory or self-gain. They do not pretend to be God, but rather share their wisdom as a child of God with their children. They live as an example of righteous and humble submission to the Father. The parent disciplines their own flesh and withholds from themselves where appropriate. They keep God's laws and statutes, and they live by the Spirit in all things. They practice what they preach, and their faith walk is genuine and true. The child internalizes an example of how to live by the Spirit and to be an image bearer of God. Were the caregivers in your life obedient and submitted to God? Did you experience spiritual abuse or hypocrisy that troubled you? How do you feel about how you were treated or what was expected of you? Write out your feelings as a child. Write a letter from your inner parent acknowledging the way that you were treated, the feelings that you have expressed, and how this has affected your life and relationship with God. Help your inner child to understand what they were too young to understand back then. Help them to understand the true nature of God and the battle that they have been experiencing here on earth. Help them to know that you are here now and that you and God will never leave them. Write your commitment to your inner child regarding how you will protect them. Consider and answer the following questions from your inner child within your heart and spirit. What does God desire from us with regard to obedience? How does God feel about hypocrisy in the Bible? Is God just? Who does God call you to be in this situation? If you have enjoyed this reading, be sure to check out the Heart Known series workbook that is used in conjunction with A Soul Aligned, so that you can learn how to practically apply these principles for healing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below, and ring the bell icon for more videos like this. Thank you for listening, and God bless.